Now, the million-dollar question, when will the Big Four come to Australia?
We just did Yankee Stadium. There's nothing that I am aware of at this point of any more Big Four shows. We have our Big Four phone in the office, you know, with the big number 4 on it. And when that rings, we know, you know.
The telephone box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would think it'd be safe to say next year there will be more shows, at least in the States. Like, we would have to do at least San Francisco because Metallica hasn't done their hometown show yet. Why wouldn't we come to Australia? All 4 bands have a great history here, and obviously it would be fucking massive. I saw AC/DC here a year and a half ago at the Olympic Stadium, and the idea of us getting to go play there, you know, with the Big Four is certainly, why wouldn't we do that?
I remember you saying that on the Clash of the Titans tour, you and Slayer went and like spray painted a sign with a bunch of paintball guns and stuff.
There's still a good amount of drinking going on with certain people. Like, basically, if you want to find the party, just find Kerry King's room. Kerry and Frankie do a really good job at keeping the party going.
Now, worship music. Will we get to see this record live at least?
Yeah, next year for sure. Yeah, I don't know when yet, but yes, we will be on tour in Australia for the worship music album.
It's been a really long time.
Yeah, touring on the back of a studio record, it's been a long time. It's been since, I think, 2003 or something like that when we came down here on We've Come For You All. So we pretty much have a skeleton idea of where we're going to be on tour until this time next year. If we're lucky, we'll be able to write some stuff over this next year. If not, we won't. But I'd like to think there would be another record 2 years to 2.5 years from now, and, you know, get back on that kind of a schedule, which we used to be on. So that's kind of a long-term goal of mine right now, is to get back onto that kind of a schedule.
What were you most sort of passionate about from sort of the word go to getting it out there that had to be sort of a part of the record right now?
It was just the songs. From the time we started working, actually writing songs was like early 2007. And we knew right away we had something great. And that was kind of the thread that just kept things going and kept pushing us so hard over the course of almost 4 years to get the record out through everything we had to go through. And it really wasn't until Joey rejoined the band that we knew this was the way it was supposed to be.
A couple of years ago, I kind of spoke to you about what the most memorable band departure you ever had, and you said it was Neil Turbin, and, you know, Joey started just after that. What sort of made him the right guy then, and what makes him the right guy now?
This record, Worship Music, and Joey's first album, Spreading the Disease, there's some really crazy, if you want to call them coincidences, similarities. When we were recording Spreading the Disease, that record was basically finished. All the music was recorded, all the songs were written, and we had no singer. And we were literally to the point where Frankie and I were going to sing on the record. We were going to do it like Kiss, where I was going to be Gene and Frankie was going to be Paul. Then we found Joey, and Joey came in and sang on that record, learned all the songs, sang on the record. And thank God that happened, because if we would have went the other route with Frankie and I don't think we'd be sitting here right now. This record, almost the same exact thing. We had a finished album. Joey came in and sings on the record and just owns it the same way he did on Spreading the Disease. And it's just weird how that happened twice in the history of this band, where Joey came in and basically, you know, not necessarily saved the band, but basically made the band.
Have you guys sort of resolved any past issues, or?
Doing that reunion tour in 2005, 2006 really enabled us to move forward the way we're moving forward right now. That was, I don't know, what do you even call that time? That our getting to know you period, let's say, was 2005, 2006, and now we're able to move forward, I think, without having to start from scratch again.
What was the song that you were so excited about to hear how Joey sort of interpreted your words?
Crawl.
Yeah, awesome.
Crawl, because I always imagined Mike Patton singing that song. Like, that's what I had in my head. I was like imagining something like, you know, something off King for a Day, like Gentle Art of Making Enemies, or, you know, just very dynamic vocals, or like one of my favorite Faith No More songs, Ashes to Ashes. That was kind of the dynamic and the idea I had in my brain for that song, and I basically just said, I never even expressed that to Joey, because I don't want to say, like, sing it like Mike Patton, because it's not, I don't want to say that to the guy singing in my band, but it's just like, let's make it dynamic. Just, you know, here's the verse and you hear how, you know, and Joey's a great singer, obviously, and he knew what to do with it without even having to be given direction or anything. He just nailed it.
I always feel like it's not just about one guy or one great player in a band, it's the chemistry between you.
Yeah, I mean, this band's never been a dictatorship. You know, there's plenty of bands out there where it's one guy's band.
Yeah.
You know, like, for instance, my father-in-law, it's Meatloaf. It's his thing.
Yeah.
There's no push and pull with anyone else. He's got an amazing band out there, but it's Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Same with, like, Rob Zombie. It's Rob Zombie. Well, Anthrax isn't Scott Ian. Anthrax isn't Joey Belladonna. It's Anthrax, and it's always been a band dynamic. To me, this has to be the Anthrax lineup until there is no more Anthrax. Unless Bon Scott comes back from the grave and wants to jam with us or something,
That'd be
but
cool.
yeah.
A bit of like a zombie Anthrax kind of a
Which would be cool. It would be a tough decision if Zombie Bon wanted to eat my brains. I would have a hard time wanting to kill him because it'd be like, oh my God, it's Bon Scott, but he wants to eat my brains. What do I do?